And good morning, folks. While I get ready, just came back from the dairy and the church and stuff. It's been a busy month. Now, Ides of March, this is Uncle Alan's answering your questions. Okay, first thing, we're having two major storm regions, really bad ones. All right, one's around the Rocky Mountains. That's anywhere east of Washington into Montana. Please be careful. We have another one near the Dakotas and that region, so please be careful. These storms can be anywhere from wind, rain, hail, tornado, or snow or sleet. Take your pick. It could be one day, nice and pleasant day. It's like in the 40s or 50s, or better yet, some areas in the 70s. And like in Ohio, that's the breadbasket. But a lot of people don't know that there's three major events coming in March. Now let's talk about the South and Texas. Okay, you're still not out of the area. It could be any of the ones I mentioned. It could be high winds. It could be hail. It could be sleet. It could be rain. It could be snow, or all three. One day it's 80 degrees. Next day it's around 25 or below. Okay, and this is from all the southern states, even northern Florida. If you're above Tampa, you're screwed. Below Tampa, you expect stormy weather. Anything from a small tropical storm to a hurricane. This goes up the East Coast, Appalachia. You have a two-way tie. On one side of the Appalachia, west, it's barreling down towards Ohio. On the other side of the Appalachia or Appalachia itself, you might have snow, hail, tornado, or blazing heat. Take your pick. It could be all in the same day. Okay, that's for the weather report. And then we know what happens to Canada and New York. You guys are screwed. Okay, the other question was, I like to use fresh herbs, but drying them, anything from cilantro to parsley to green onions and stuff. And they say, Uncle Alan, do you have a solution to that? Yeah, your freezer. You get a Dollar Tree ice tray. First thing on cilantro, you puree half of it, chop the other half, mix it together, and form cubes. Okay? And they'll have like these little bitsy parts right here that you could segment with a little parchment paper, so you get half size of cubes. So basically, one cube is about a tablespoon of your chopped up and pureed herbs, like cilantro. You freeze it. Once it's done, pop it out. If you're not too sure, spray Pam over it. It's a very simple process. You have fresh herbs ready to go any time of the year. And you can make with these dividers right here, see that? The amount you need for cooking. Very easy solution. You could do it with green onions. You could do it with parsley. Any leafy kind of material that you like to do. Okay, I even did this with kale. I made kale cubes. I made cilantro cubes. I made parsley cubes. Green onion cubes. In the freezer, when I wanted to cook something, pop it in. Simple solution by old Uncle Al. Old as dirt. Okay, today's been a busy day. Alright, for two reasons. I got my mom ready to go. I'm trying to fix her breakfast. The lady who walks the therapist walks her around the park about twice. That's about a half a mile. And she gets to talk to her, and she gives a little company. And then she takes her over to my sister's house when I come back from the doctor's. I have to take care of a dementia-ridden woman, my mother, 87 years old. That's loads of fun. Normally I walk with her. That's why I look tired every day. Which is bad for me because I have a bad hip. And you don't want to see two people fighting over the walker. So I walk with a cane. I let my mom use the walker because she's a little bit unstable, and also I don't want her wandering into the street. I'm keeping this short because I'm kind of busy. Now, remember the cornflake one? I could do these on cookies, on parchment paper. This is oatmeal. Again, no nuts, no butter, no marshmallow. See how nice it comes out? And when you use parchment paper, it turns out really nice on the bottom. Okay? I could dissolve this, make into a mush. I could eat this. This is round. Easy, fits well. And that's my breakfast for this morning. 2 of those, that's equal to, I forget. I usually eat 4, but 2 is enough today because I'm busy. Like I said, these are simple solution answers to your question. Okay, and that was, remember I told you on the oatmeal? You grind half of it to a fine powder and the other half you put into the mixture. Same thing as the cornflakes. It's simple. You have to practice. Now, everybody's trying to get ahead on gardening. Keep your stuff indoors until March is over. I keep warning people this, but they never listen. I'm going to plant tomatoes outside, and then the frost or the storms will kill them. Wait a month. And 2, use a soil thermometer. Why ain't my plants growing, Uncle Al? Because your ground still reads below 40. Duh. Having coffee, espresso. Oh, these are double hulls, so you can't put this over the fire. It's just a container, folks. Okay, your answers to the Ukraine. Captain Crazy's doing something really stupid, and so are the Western Allies. Remember I told you the factions, the 3? Those people that doesn't want to get involved. You have NATO and US, and then you have Russia and their allies. Okay? We won't talk about those who don't want to get involved. These 2 idiots. All right? Russia had a lot of things they want to get rid of in the Ukraine. And that was backed by the US and China, CCP. They had 30 biolabs. They have 6 listening posts. They have Taliban-styled units in the Ukraine that they didn't tell the Ukrainian public about this. That's always fun. And so Russia had every reason to go in there. Okay? 2, a lot of Captain Crazy and NATO's dirty business was in the Ukraine. All right? This wouldn't matter if they went through normal channels and talked politely to one another. No, they're trying to hoodwink each other, and China's behind this. So China better be careful because they pissed off a lot of people. Now, Russia and the Allies, like I said before, remember Russia. Okay, Russia, the Arabs, West Asia, Iran, Venezuela, and 30 other countries are pressing sanctions against NATO and the US and China. China just stepped in a big one, and everybody say, shame on you for fooling me once. Shame on you for fooling me twice. Shame on me, I'm going to shoot your dumb ass. Now, right now, China's doing harvesting of Ukrainian protesters in China. A lot of Western powers didn't report this. You'll find out in about a month, because Western media is controlled by the CCP and NWO. And you think the false accusations Putin says of the Nazi regime sticking out? Think again. Okay? Especially in Europe. I'm getting old and tired. But a lot of you have only 2 months of attention span. Next 10 days, you're going to see a lot of propaganda coming out of both countries, Ukraine and Russia, and also out of NATO and America. Do not believe the hype. Sit back, write it down patiently, and counter check it. All right? A lot of it is kind of what you get in the media and what you get in the real world isn't the same. Okay? They say this village is bombed to hell. Go look on the satellite map. There's nothing wrong with that village. No, they show the part from 2014, 2015. Most people are suckers. Okay? So be very careful. I won't trust nobody. Russians, Ukrainians, the UN, and NATO. UN and NATO are a bunch of goofballs. UN is half corrupted. They'll take money from everybody. NATO is corrupted by the CCP and NWO. You got to figure out which factions they're really siding on. Let's side with the Nazis, or let's side with the Chinese communists. You ever wonder why UK, England or the British gave up Hong Kong so well? Ask the people in Costa Rica why they have a lot of British people there, or British Honduras. A lot of people, I don't know. Because you have attention spans for only 2 months. Okay? 2, Europe, especially Europe, wants to do a drain from Russia. That's getting immigrants. They got tired of the Muslims. Hey, let's get some Eastern Europeans and Russian. They're kind of white. Jawohl. You know what I mean? Okay, Uncle On's tired. That's why yesterday I've been running around you would not believe. Remember, next 10 to 15 days, it's going to be hell for the Ukraine. You didn't knock out Crazy Joe. The sanctions that West is worse than one sanctions did by Russia and her allies. Again, all the Arab states, 30 other countries, Iran, Venezuela, half of South America, and other places are not getting involved or doing token acts. All right? Understand this, it's going to be horrible for you, the public, not the elites, and none of the high players and powers. People who are going to suffer are the ordinary, everyday people who don't know what the hell's going on. This is why you post this on all social media and tell people Uncle Al was right. So is Kewa, the nice Korean girl out there. She's very smart and she graduated, and I congratulate her. She's on the same path as I am, but she talked more cryptic and mystical, so she don't get what happened. North Korean death squad, boom, boom. Okay? We're coming into a phase where it's going to get ugly. Remember I told you 5 videos ago, they're going to send special forces, mercs, agents, freelancers to solve their problems. Regular war is expensive, and Russia doesn't have a population size like it used to, or its allied states. So it has to use every means possible to survive. This will have been all blown over. I don't care what politics you give it. It's a game, the grand game. Different players, same game. If you confuse people and politics into this equation, you're going to get a lot of people killed. I'll catch you later. I'll let you think about this. I'll see you later. You have a nice day. Try to do something good for your area. And don't forget, stockpile and fuel up. You're going to get a sticker price shock you would not believe because of the sanction. It's supposed to stop the war. It does not. Especially in England. All right? You're going to see rationing of all sectors, from anything from electricity to water to gas to gasoline, natural gas and gasoline, to fuel oils, to products that are disappearing from the shelf even as I speak. And I'll see you later. Try to do something nice. Please warn our brothers in the UK. Later, folks.